Vassilis Hood.dv. Is he a gun-toting lunatic or the new Prince of Thieves? The Greek aristocracy used adjectives like crazy, insane, and dangerous to describe him. Yet, in the slums of Greece, people use words like heroic, generous, and compassionate. But why is this? Peleikos' day job is robbing banks and holding wealthy Greek businessmen for ransoms. Stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. Sound like anyone? The Robin Hood-esque behavior has been subject to critical debate as to whether he's acting like the legendary Robin Hood. Although this Hollywood Robin Hood has undoubtedly better looks, various versions of Robin Hood legends have him growing up in a rural province similar to that of Peleikos. Both were daring and charismatic, garnering a loyalty from their beloved subjects, to whom they gave most of their newfound treasure. In this case, Vassilis' Sherwood Forest was Greece. Let's now compare the victims in these two separate cases. Who did they steal from and for what reasons? Well, in Robin Hood's case, as the old saying goes, he would steal from the rich and give to the poor. Depicted in many occasions as an avid swordsman and a cunning archer, Robin Hood captured our hearts as a personification of true justice and philanthropy, even if it was just to impress his love interest Maid Marian, or just to spite the Sheriff of Nottingham. Vassilis has been portrayed in a more negative light, with authorities heralding him as the most wanted man in Greece. Although the mainstream media has made him a notorious madman, he has been given a reputation as being polite and courteous to all of his kidnappees, and even scolded his sidekick for being rude to a bank clerk. Extremely wealthy industrialist Giorgio Maialonis, one of Peleikos' victims, was ransomed back to his family after 13 days in captivity without a scratch on his head. They publicly say that they have offered loot to the poor and vowed never to harm members of the public during their thefts. His story was mainly publicized in Greece, but after his capture in 2006, his streak of kidnapping, robbing, and extortion was ended, right? Wrong. In a maximum security prison, and much to the chagrin of the Greek authorities, he escaped to plunder once more. The search was on, but on August 2, 2008, he was captured in Thessaloniki, Greece. Now that he was detained for the second time, his life was over, and the once heralded Albanian Robin Hood was in prison for life. Or was he? On February 2, 2009, Peleikos escaped from his second prison. Apparently the guards did not learn much after his first escape, because his second was identical. Helicopter and all. As can be seen, the helicopter is spotted directly above the prison, while a rope ladder is dangling down on the courtyard. Bewildered and astonished, the police officers opened fire on the helicopter, with Alket Rizé, Vassilis' Little John, firing back. He escaped and is still at large today. In the aftermath of this debacle, Peleikos' popularity was soon skyrocketing with fans all over the world. Facebook has two separate groups dedicated to him called Vassilis Peleikos Fan Club and Vassilis Peleikos is a Badass. His rise in popularity can be attributed to his arrival on the Badass of the Week website, which entailed his antics and escapes. But is this man really like Robin Hood? Robin Hood used less than lethal means to steal from the Sheriff of Nottingham and other aristocrats. But Peleikos was more violent and dangerous, or so the Greek authorities would have you believe. Police report no injuries or killings in any of the antics and robberies that Vassilis and his band of merry men have been responsible for. After his second escape, little was known for his whereabouts and hiding places. And on January 31st, 2010, Vassilis wrote a letter to the media. In it, he depicts how crime-ridden and corrupt the government and wealthy businessmen in Greece have become. He publicly mocks the government in their hopes of catching him by way of neighborhood informants. He proclaims how proud he is of the Greek public for spurning the police in hopes that the citizens aid in his capture. So does this sound like anyone? Seeking refuge with his fellow man, living with those who he's helped over the years? Looks like Robin Hood tales of old weren't legends at all. Maybe they were stories of a more oracular nature.